Welcome to the I'm Bored podcast, the podcast that we invented because we're bored.
Man climbs under moving big rig filled with wine, begins drinking from tank.
Also, fugitive blows cover with ill-timed fart. I'm Bored podcast, episode number 2. We're going to dive right in. You can find us on Instagram and Twitter at I'm Bored Pod. Keep up with all the fun clips we have. We share highlights and stuff like that from the shows. For any questions, you can email us at theimboredpodcast@gmail.com. Speaking of email, a few people we noticed in our analytics, a few people from different countries actually listened to our podcast. There was, I think, one person from France who listened to both of our episodes, 2 people from Germany, and somebody from Egypt. So if that is you, please send us an email at theimboredpodcast@gmail.com and let us know who it is, because we were really confused. Maybe it came from my Instagram. Maybe you guys just found us. Let us know how you found our podcast and why the hell you decided to listen a second time. But we were both pretty baffled at that. That was pretty funny.
And if you're from France and you want to hear me butcher some French, I took it for like 6 years in high school, so I could do that for you too. It's fun.
You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Play Music, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, and pretty much every main podcasting platform you can think of. So if you prefer one over the other and you're on one that you would rather not be on right now, you can find us at one of those that is your preferred podcasting platform. So let's jump right in. What have you been doing through past week?
Playing video games and homework, and that's it.
Nice. Same, except the homework.
But no, I mostly just do homework because we are in the final stretch of the semester, and I took like an extended spring break after our already extended spring break because I did not want to do any schoolwork. So now I am reaping the consequences and finishing all the work in the last. I have like 1 week left, but it's fine. I will survive. I always do.
Yeah, I've been just playing video games, and I always go like back and forth. Apex Legends is the only video game that I play, unless I'm playing like Harry Potter, Lego Harry Potter with you. So I pretty much I play Apex Legends, I get bored or I get angry, I uninstall it, and then I go and play it again. So I'm on that kick of playing it again. I got a few people to play with that I actually used to know, so that's kind of good because I feel like it's more of a hanging out type of thing, like a hangout session to just chill with my friend. I don't really care if we win or lose our games, if I do well or not. I mean, I kind of do because I still rage, but it's more fun that way, getting to talk to people that I haven't talked to in a while and just kind of chill, hang out.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have a lot of friends that play video games, but honestly,
you got to make friends to play Animal Crossing with. Oh my gosh, tweet at Elijah Wood.
I know, right? I joined a Discord for Animal Crossing, but that's not even. Oh,
you got Discord? Nice.
Yeah, I did. But that's not even what I'm talking about. Most of the games I play anyway. I'm trying. That's why I joined Discord. But I'm going to talk about Animal
Discord's
Crossing later, so I don't want to talk about Animal Crossing now. But the other games that I play on the Switch aren't even really games that you would play like online or play with other people, because I play the Lego games and you can play those multiplayer, but in person. So I really only play them with you. Can't really see anybody else right now anyway, if I wanted to. And then the other game is Zelda, which is not even a multiplayer game at all. So yeah, I just obviously play that by myself. But actually my sister is kind of into Zelda now. She really only likes to play it after she's watched me play for a while. So like one day she'll come in my room and watch me play for like 2 hours. And then the next day she'll say that she wants to play Zelda on the Switch. But a lot of her playing consists of her asking me to do things for her. So she's not even really playing the game.
Her playing consists of you playing.
Right. It's just me. That's like funny. Replaying the game as her in her account instead of on my account. So that's why like sometimes I get a little bit annoyed and I'm like, if you want to play, then you need to like, I mean, you can look it up on the internet and I can like tell you how to do it, but I can't do everything for you. You got to do some of it or you're not even playing right now. That's funny.
Yeah, so video games I feel like is a big part of a lot of people's lives right now because there's nothing to do. And remember, like, I mean, you probably don't know about this, but I played video games all throughout my life, and a big one was Call of Duty back in middle school, and like there was hype, not really hype, stigma. There was stigma with adults when I was younger around playing video games with people that you met online, and it was like, wow, you're such a loser, like you're playing video games with people online that you don't even know. These guys could be, pedophiles, they could be murderers, and obviously that never happened. My friend Ben actually met a few people online when he was in middle school, and he like went and hung out with them and went to their house and stuff. So, but that was still a different time. Like the internet is a little bit different now.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Like,
but like all my friends now are online, and everyone's friends now are online.
I mean, a lot of people, have just friends that they meet through online stuff. But like when we were younger, the internet was newer. It was newer. Nobody really knew how to tackle all the problems that were coming with it.
Or figure out who's a real person and who's not.
Problems were coming up with the internet faster than we were solving the one that just came up before it. Right. So they're like working on fixing this.
That's still happening nowadays, but
because technology is moving faster than we can handle.
Right.
We can't keep up with it.
Pirating is still such a difficult thing to tackle, and copyright and all that stuff, but
they kind of gave up. It seems on some aspects of that.
I'm assuming they didn't give up. I'm just assuming that it's going to get locked down a few, maybe 10, 20 years in the future, because it's like, it's just too much. It's impossible to figure out how to combat that. So here's something cool that I found just browsing through Reddit. It was on the Today I Learned subreddit. Today I learned of a mystery soda vending machine that existed in Capitol Hill, Seattle. The machine appeared sometime in the 1990s and dispensed rare or discontinued drink cans. It was unknown who filled it. It disappeared, leaving a note, and its Facebook page featured Photoshop images of it around the world. So what I'm thinking is it's just a person who had a ton of money and a ton of time to kill, and just, this is like the equivalent of someone who goes to restaurants and tips like $100 for fun. They were just bored. They wanted to use their money for something funny. And it is kind of cool to give people that like nostalgia in the form of a vending machine with a bunch of old drinks that people couldn't get anymore.
Well, the person doesn't have to be rich, because it doesn't say that they weren't, like, you didn't have to pay for the soda. So they could have still...
No, you did have to pay for the soda.
Yeah, so they were still making money off of it. So it could have just been anybody who, like,
it was a 99-cent soda machine.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
For whatever reason.
That's crazy, though.
But that's so cool. That would, like, never happen now, because it would, like... wherever they place that machine, the people would be like, "Oh, this is an unauthorized vending machine. It cannot be here."
Oh, dude, the police would come and they'd be like, this could have drugs in it, like they could be spiking these drinks with roofies. So you probably don't want to drink. They would probably be like, "Do you have a permit to put this soda machine here?" But it was the 90s, so
nobody cared.
So Wikipedia says it dispensed things like Mountain Dew Whiteout, raspberry flavored Nestea Brisk, Hawaiian Punch, grape Fanta. So I guess I think this was also in the early 2000s. It started in the 90s, and then the early 2000s, it also had a bunch of drinks and stuff. It said sometime in January of 2018, the same month Seattle passed its sugary drink tax, the machine raised its price from its typical 75 cents to $1. So even back in 2018. Oh, wait.
So
January 2018. The machine disappeared recently then. I didn't think about it. Oh, here we go. In June 2018, the machine disappeared. Oh. Perfect. And this is actually hilarious. A message was posted to the machine's Facebook page stating, "Going for a walk, need to find myself, maybe take a shower even."
Oh my gosh. So
wait,
this is in San Francisco?
No, it was in Seattle. Yeah. It said a note was taped to the rail where the vending machine used to be. Went for a walk. During this time, its Facebook page featured photoshopped images of the soda machine in various places around the globe. That's pretty funny. Somebody else said, "Old Seattleite here. I used to live on the block with this soda machine. In 2001, it only had one mystery button. The other buttons were Coke, Diet Coke, Mountain Dew, Sierra Mist, and I think Orange Crush. On occasion, I or one of my housemates would try the mystery button. I think I stopped after a raspberry iced tea when I definitely wanted a fizzy pop of some kind came out. In the aughts meaning 2000s, I guess. I don't know why it's that way. I looked it up because I guess I don't know what kind of lingo that is, but what I found was that it means the early 2000s.
Never heard that before.
Oh, either it means the early 2000s or the 2010s. I'm not sure. The machine went from 1 mystery button to 2. I don't remember if it gradually added more mystery buttons or just jumped all at once from 2 to all 6. But I guess there were 6 mystery buttons. That's pretty funny. I wish I lived
really cool.
near it. That's pretty funny.
I know. At first I thought it was San Francisco, and I was going to say, wait, when did we
we
go there? We should have found out about this.
This guy says, I've heard of drink machines in high-profile locations have odd drinks for specific people. For instance, I heard there's a drink machine at the Supreme Court that is stocked full of Diet Dr. Pepper, solely for Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Likely for someone important around there. So maybe the mystery vending machine was for someone important, and the people that came to stock it were just random people that the person hired. And they were like, this would be a funny idea. Let's just do this, and people can have them. I'll pay for them, but I also want them to be there so I can get them.
Mm-hmm. That would be funny.
Yeah. So like we were saying before, a fugitive got caught farting. So this guy was running from the cops, and he apparently hid in a bush, and the cops were chasing him, and then all of a sudden somebody heard a fart noise out of nowhere. And one of the pursuing officers said, I was almost out of wind running, but luckily the suspect still had some. So I guess, I don't know what this guy did. I don't think it says what he did, but it seems like it wasn't that big of a deal. He was just running from the cops for something stupid, because they're obviously cracking a lot of jokes about it. If he murdered somebody, that they probably wouldn't have said stuff like he broke wind.
Right.
And then someone on Reddit said again, with a link to a Fox 9 article. The one that I just read was from BBC. And then apparently on July 9th of 2019, the one I read happened March 7th of 2020. Fox 9 came with another article, or a previous article, saying loud fart gives away suspect's hiding spot during search. So this happened almost exactly a year ago in Clay County. And it says, when tracking down a suspect, law enforcement might use a canine to track down a scent. That was not necessary for a recent arrest in Missouri. And the guy was hiding, and he farted as well. But what I don't like is that they say law enforcement might use a canine to track down a scent. But that's exactly what they did. The scent of the fart.
Well, they didn't say they used a dog.
Oh, true. No, I think they might have had a dog. I don't know. But somebody had to track down the scent, so I guess they didn't need a dog to smell the fart or hear the fart.
Well, I bet that probably actually happens a lot more often than we think it does.
What, someone farting?
And letting themselves
Dude, that's so weird.
Letting people find them that way.
Being on the run and you just fart. You can't hold it in. Dude, I mean, if I'm at the movie theater, I'll hold a fart in for 3.5 hours. I can't believe you can't hold one in. This guy also said, we've got to give props to Liberty PD for using their senses to sniff him out. That's
so many bad jokes.
I know.
So I chose my article because originally I was attracted to the title because man climbs under moving big rig filled with wine to drink from it. That's my people. But then I...
Oh, yeah? You've done that before?
No, but I mean...
You would.
Anything for a nice drink of wine.
Right.
But... Once you actually dive into the article, it's actually a lot more bizarre than the headline makes it seem. The Modesto CHP arrested Gabriel Moreno after he allegedly jumped on a moving tanker truck carrying bulk red wine, climbed under its belly to unscrew a valve, and drank the wine as the truck traveled up Highway 99. Video of the wild ride was recorded on the Cherokee Freight Line's tanker truck. The dashcam video first shows Marino in a sedan, putting his hazards on, directing the truck to the side of the highway. The truck driver pulls over, believing that he may have a mechanical problem, only to see Marino get out with only his underwear on. The camera shows Marino running into the passenger side of the truck and out of view. As the truck driver pulls back onto the freeway, another onboard camera captures Marino jump back into view, then onto the back of the wine truck. With no shirt and no shoes, he rides on the side of the tanker. The video then shows him climb underneath the truck as it hits freeway speeds. That's crazy. When the driver noticed a dashboard gauge showing he was losing fluids. Hundreds of gallons of wine. So he called the CHP.
Nice. So the first thing that's hilarious about this is his name's Marino. And if you guys know football, Dan Marino was like he's a Hall of Fame quarterback. He was one of the best quarterbacks ever. So it's hilarious to think that an 89-year-old or whatever he is, 75-year-old Dan Marino jumped on this truck naked and drank all the wine out of it. But the second thing is this sounds strikingly familiar to the Breaking Bad episode where they needed all of that fluid. Mm-hmm. I forget what it was called, but they needed all that fluid that helps make meth. And there was a train full of it. It
was some kind of acid.
Yeah, it was some kind of acid or something. And they needed that to make meth. And so they got the train to stop, and then they siphoned all of that liquid out into like a giant hole in the ground. So this guy might have gotten his inspiration from that episode.
Maybe.
Just jump on the truck and drink all the wine out of it. That's like alcoholic. That's alcoholism to a whole new level.
Oh my God, yeah. It doesn't say anything about like if he was on drugs or anything. The officer did say that the best way to describe somebody doing something this is somebody doing like snow angels.
Why?
I don't know. I don't really know what that means.
Somebody doing snow angels? Well, maybe because he got naked.
Maybe it was related to some
cocaine
or something.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But
that's pretty funny.
I don't know if that's his reference, but I have to assume that if the man first of all, who gets in their car in their boxers and drives down a highway? Like, did he?
That was his
just
place.
happen
he
to
knew
be
what he was doing.
Yeah,
he knew what he was doing. He was like, "I'm gonna go on Google. I'm gonna check out all the wine trail."
Did he know that the truck was gonna be there? Like, how did he?
He planned this. He knew exactly what he was doing.
That's what it seems like.
All right, so we'll jump into a game now. I think we have one or two games to play. This one's called Drunk or a Kid. So I'll start off with mine. This one comes, basically the premise of the game, by the way, is I'm going to state a fact from someone on Reddit. They post a story about themselves doing something crazy, and Nicole or both of us, we have to guess whether or not they were drunk or they were a kid. So my first one is from Reddit user Tiny Stalker. Tripped on my own Crocs while descending stairs to visit a crypt in a Gothic Austrian church, screaming profanities as I fell down over 20 steps and had my fall broken by very confused Moroccan couple.
I want to say kid because if you're an adult, you shouldn't be touring churches drunk, probably.
I don't know.
I'm going with kid.
You're going with kid?
Yeah.
Okay. So this one's kind of a mixture. He was sober.
A drunk kid?
He was sober, but he's also 19. So, I mean, I kind of kid, but not really. He's a young guy. So I wouldn't consider it kid though.
But not drunk.
But no, he was stone cold sober at 19 years old. At 19 years old, he just says, "I'm just naturally clumsy and an idiot."
Yeah.
So there's mine.
I could see me doing
pretty funny.
Something like that.
I could definitely see someone doing that drunk, honestly.
I could probably do that sober.
Oh, yeah. The profanities, I think, gave it away because I don't think a 7-year-old is falling down the stairs screaming profanities.
It depends.
More than likely, he's probably going to be crying as he's falling.
Think about my parents. If you were raised in my household, you might.
That's
even
a good point.
I mean, a kid could also be like 11 or 12, and a 12-year-old is definitely going to yell some curses. Maybe not the worst ones, but some kind of profanity, probably.
That's true.
Okay, my first one.
Go ahead.
I drink. Oh, this is from Reddit user OSSIRG. Osirg.
Osirg.
I drank dish soap and started puking bubbles.
I feel like drunk people probably wouldn't. They would know in their mind that dish soap is not something that they should drink, and it wouldn't taste good. So I'm gonna go with kid.
Okay. Reddit user Osirg was drunk.
And
they drank
what
the dish soap. I guess it was like kind of like Tide Pods. It's an
oh my gosh.
What do they call it? Crap.
I don't know what you're trying to get at.
I don't know anymore either.
And what? It starts with un?
Yeah, because you can't eat it, but it like kind of looks like candy. So it's like or maybe it's not maybe it's like a forbidden.
Oh, it's forbidden. It's the forbidden fruit.
Forbidden. Yeah, maybe.
Something like that.
Forbidden candy.
There's an Instagram dedicated to something called like forbidden foods, or it might be a subreddit where it's like things that look really appetizing, but you're not allowed to eat because it'll either kill you or it's not good
some
for you.
dish soaps look really appetizing.
Like
some of them, well, I don't think Tide Pods
look appetizing. Totally.
I mean, I want to bite it because I just want it to explode, but like I don't actually want to eat it.
It looks like a mini dessert ravioli.
Some dishwashing soaps are like pink and like purple and shiny colors. Yeah.
Pepto-Bismol.
So she was like drunk and she was like, oh my God, the forbidden
And she
juice.
started
It's forbidden juice.
Or burping bubbles.
Started puking bubbles. That's what happens when you
nasty.
mix Dawn liquid
Dawn.
soap and vodka, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, I'm moving on to my second one. Thought I sounded really good singing a Robin Thicke song and begged someone to drive me to the American Idol auditions that were going on that week 2 hours away.
Drunk.
Why are you so quick to answer?
Because I don't think that a kid, you
don't think a kid would do that?
I don't know. Well, you have to be like a certain age to audition for American Idol.
Do you think a kid knows that? You're wrong. It's a kid.
Maybe not. Oh, really?
I was 8 and it took my parents 3 more years to convince me I couldn't sing. That's so funny.
Okay. From Reddit user _r-amen_.
Reddit user ramen.
Yeah, pretty much. But that's not their name. So if you just search that, you wouldn't find them.
Yeah, you wouldn't find that.
Duh.
Oh, I forgot to say where mine came from. The Robin Thicke guy was Yoink Doink Mo.
Okay, anyway. Climbed a tree too high and fell out, resulting in an ER visit.
Climbed a tree too high, and that could be drunk or a kid. So I'm going to say it's probably drunk because I don't know if it would be an interesting story to hear that. I feel like a lot of kids climb trees and then break their arms.
Drunk. This was me at 30 just a few months ago, making only the best of decisions. She said that her footwear was extremely inappropriate for that kind of activity as well. She had slip-on flats. That's like me because in the summer, I work at a summer camp and we have a tree in our playground. And I work with the summer age kids, but we're at a daycare center. So the playground is made for younger kids. So my kids get pretty bored and I'll let them climb the tree. And like one day they were all like, Miss Nicole, you need to go in the tree. Miss Nicole, you should climb the tree. So I was like, okay, like whatever, F it. So I did, but I had, no, I didn't fall, but I had like no shoes on. I took my shoes off because I was wearing flip-flops.
That's weird.
So I could have probably ended up in the same situation.
Probably.
In front of a bunch of 10-year-olds.
If the country opens back up and you work there this summer, don't do that again.
No, I'll just remember to wear sneakers from now on.
Yeah, that'd be smart. All right, coming in from user Catching Rays, fell down the stairs and pissed in my powder blue rented tux.
That's hard because that could definitely be either one.
Oh, yeah. All of these could be either one. That's why it's called drunk or a kid.
Yeah, but some of them, I don't know, they like it stuck out more to me one side or the other. But drunk.
You're half right.
A drunk kid?
Both. I was 9 years old at my aunt's wedding in the 1970s. I was eating the maraschino cherries out of the abandoned drinks.
Oh my God.
This kid got drunk off of
vodka
what's it called?
Or gin or whatever. Infused cherries.
Essentially, yeah, marinated maraschino cherries out of people's like champagne.
Oh my God.
And then he fell down the stairs drunk at 9 years old and pissed in his powder blue rented tux. Some people said like obviously a kid because who would wear a powder blue rented tux to a wedding, but I've seen some weird things at weddings, like weird people would
it also
definitely do
used
that.
to be a trend and a style.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's what I was thinking as an adult.
Right. In the 70s especially, a kid wearing a powder blue rented tux, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But it also
it was a drunk kid,
exactly,
and that makes sense too because nobody gave a crap. Even when I was a kid, my mom
probably didn't even know he was drunk.
My Nana and my mom used to give us like wine, red little bit of wine mixed with like a little grape juice or something. I used to get like coffee that was mostly creamer, but still like had coffee creamer. In it. Nice. That's probably why I love French vanilla so much. But yeah,
I used to drink coffee when I was like 10.
Italians
maybe even
also
younger,
just
like
don't
7.
care. And they will give their kids that stuff from a young age. Hey, I mean, my friend in Poland.
A lot of countries don't care. Honestly, 13-year-olds are legal drinking age in a lot of countries.
Yeah, my friend from Poland, his first drink was at like 4. His first cigarette was at like 4 years old, and his first drink was like 7 or something because I think he was sick, and his mom.
Over the top, but
he was sick, and his mom said, "Okay, just take a couple shots of vodka at 7 years old." Like insane.
Honestly, if you think about it, and I have not thought about this for more than like 20 seconds because the idea just popped into my head, so it could be crazy. But if you get people to start drinking at 13, I feel like that might even be safer.
No. The problem with people drinking young, like I get where you're going because you're saying that it would probably be safer because they would learn how to drink and they would be able to handle it better.
No. Well, yeah, that too.
Stuff that like too. That.
For one, look, if you're forbidden from doing something for a long time, as soon as you get to do it, a lot of the time you just do it constantly nonstop and no one's there to like help you because you're 21, you're just doing things on your own. You're just going to drink as much as you can and no one of higher authority is going to be able to tell you otherwise. If you're 13 and your parents teach you like, dude, you've had too much, you trust them more most of the time when you're younger. But also, if you're 13, you don't drive for one. And most of the time you're going to be at your parents' house or with supervision. So you're not going to be as prone to doing stupid things and hurting and harming other people. And from 13 to 21, before you actually get to be an adult and do things on your own, you get to kind of learn your own boundaries and you learn, what you can and can't do.
So at age 13, your brain is not fully developed.
It might not develop properly
and
if you start drinking.
Alcohol has can have a lot of negative effects. So in some ways that might be good if they had like a drink. Like, okay.
My theory would be great if not for that specific thing.
Yeah. When I was like, let's say like 14 or 15, like my mom would let me have a drink at a party or like now and then or whatever. And kind of like let me have a drink to myself. That's like teaching your kid how to drink responsibly, like giving them a taste once in a while. And
but if you're just allowed to drink as much as you want.
Yeah, at 17, letting them have some friends over and have a couple beers, or 18 when they're seniors or something, letting them drink a little bit with their friends in your basement. So you know that you can watch them and that they're being safe while they're doing it. Like that is okay. And that's okay when they're like a senior and they're like 16,
Other than the
17.
legality of it, it's okay.
Yeah. Well, actually, technically, you can legally give your own kids alcohol on your own private property.
Okay.
Over like 16, I think, or something.
I'm pretty sure you're right about that.
Yeah. Like if we were just having a family party at my house and I was 16 years old and my mom gave me a drink, like the cops aren't going to arrest my parents. But if my parents give alcohol to somebody else, then they're going
different.
to.
Right.
But stuff like that is different. But like 13-year-olds having free reign over alcohol would lead to a lot of bad things and people with not fully developed or developed properly brains. So let's stay away from that.
Yeah, we don't need we don't need kids being any stupider than they already are.
Eating Tide Pods and whatnot.
Or growing up to be stupid any more than they already do, because that's an increasing trend as well.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
My last one.
Your turn.
Running like a madman, forgot to turn, ran directly into a brick wall, head split open, blood everywhere.
Running like a madman. Ran headfirst into a brick wall, blood spurting everywhere.
Running like a madman, forgot to turn, ran directly into a brick wall, head split open, blood everywhere.
That's probably... All right, so you've done 2 drunks already, but that does sound like a drunk one.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
It was kid and then drunk.
No.
The first one was kid.
Okay, so then this is an outlier. Let's see. I want to say... It sounds so much like something a kid would do, but I'm going to say drunk.
You would be wrong.
Oh, no.
Kid. I was about
like
6
years
old.
Like you when you broke your finger.
No, but actually okay. Well, not really. Because when I broke my finger, I tripped on my own foot. But I was like 2 years old, so that's different.
All right, so what does this say?
But, so kid was 6 years old, about playing tag with my friends, as kids do. Must have been too focused on the kid chasing me or simply forgot I needed to turn and ran head into a
Head
brick.
first into a brick
He
wall.
said headlong, but I don't like that word,
Yeah.
so I just stopped after head.
Yeah, headlong is a different description. I'm
Head
pretty
first into a brick wall. It was a whole ordeal. So I actually picked this one because at my friend's birthday in like 3rd grade or something, something similar happened to me.
What?
Yeah,
You didn't tell me
were
this.
in like 3rd grade, and we lived in this little townhouse community, so there was like a bunch of playgrounds all over for the kids to play at. So we all met at one of these playgrounds, and I was wearing a blue and white shirt. It had like a blue and white flower pattern on it and a white skirt. And we were playing tag on the playground with no adults because whatever, we're 3rd graders in this development, and our parents, nobody cares because it's like 2007 or something. So
Nice.
we're running around on the playground and we're playing tag, and I run, and I don't know how I did this because there was a bar, but it was like right at the level of my nose on my face. So I guess maybe because it was right under my eye level, I didn't notice it. And so I didn't duck, and I ran straight into this bar, and I like messed up my nose pretty bad. I didn't break it, but I bled so much from my nose that all the white spaces. Do you know my dad?
No, yeah, you didn't have to go to well, I didn't.
I probably
maybe I didn't hear you, but I figured you were with your mom.
Oh, no. This is my dad's.
Oh, gotcha.
Where I used to live with my dad before he met
so
Danielle.
The amount of blood covered your entire shirt?
Yeah. So all the white spots on my shirt were now, shirt was now blue and red.
Blue and red. Like when you pee your pants.
My skirt was all red all over it. So I had to run home, and I was like crying my eyes out. And my dad was dating Danielle at the time, and she was over. They both kind of just looked at me and were like, okay, why don't you go get in the shower and try to get your nose to stop bleeding by stuffing some paper in or whatever. Jeez, so my dad stuck toilet paper in my nose. I took a hot shower. When I got out, we pulled the toilet paper out. My nose wasn't bleeding anymore. It hurt a little, but I wanted to play. So my dad said, okay, go have fun. And that was the end of that.
Nice. So who did that come from?
Oh, sorry about that. I forgot to read the user.
No worries.
That one is from Reddit user The Saber Maniac.
All right, so you and The Saber Maniac are twins.
Yeah, we are.
Nice.
Except I didn't run into a brick wall,
and not your head.
Just a pole.
All right, we're gonna move on to what we are calling totally not random questions that we just got off of the internet. So this is one that we wanted to do a week ago, actually, but it didn't fit. This one is gonna be fun, I think. Here's a question. Without saying your category, what is your top 5?
I want to go first.
So this is also kind of a little game because she's going to say her categories, or she's going to say her items, her top 5 items, and I'm going to have to figure out what her category is based on those items. And what I didn't tell her is each of us are going to get 5 guesses.
Okay.
Based on the top 5. We're sticking with the number 5 today.
All right, ready?
All right, you go ahead.
Sweet peppers, pumpkin, olives, peas, and cucumbers.
Okay, so sweet peppers, pumpkins, olives, cucumbers. What was the last one?
Peas.
Well, I feel like you're more creative than that. So I would say your favorite vegetables.
No.
But I figured you were more creative than that. So I don't want that to be my first guess. Okay, well, actually, it has to be my first guess because you said no.
Next.
All right. Sweet peppers, pumpkin, peas, cucumbers, and olives. Oh my goodness. How am I supposed to get this? Oh wait, your favorite fruits.
No.
Oh, but peppers are a fruit. Pumpkin's a fruit. Olives are a fruit. Peas are a fruit, and the cucumbers are a fruit. We did this the other night. We looked all this stuff up and we figured out that all of those are fruits. So that's actually a pretty good guess. I'm hilarious. What are you doing with your mouth?
You are onto something.
Oh, your favorite. Oh my gosh.
Doesn't have to have favorite in it. It just has to be the top
fruits?
5 of these things.
Oh my goodness.
What
something that has to do with fruit then.
All have in common.
Oh, your top 5 favorite seeded foods.
No. That's number 4.
No, now I'm on number 4. I have 2 more guesses. Oh my goodness. I'm onto something. They all have something in common. Son of a gun. Your top 5. It's your top 5 though, because it says your top 5.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Of these
of
But
these.
of what? What are they? What do they all have in common?
A pepper, a pumpkin, an olive, a cucumber, and a pea. Oh, your top 5 favorite foods that start with P?
No.
Oh, olive. Damn
Olives?
it.
Cucumbers?
I get
sweet. Oh,
because I only went through the first 3.
Okay.
Pepper, pumpkin, and
one more.
pea. Oh my
One more
goodness.
guess.
If I can't get this, I'm gonna be pissed.
What was that we were looking at?
It was the fruit. It was what vegetables are really fruits. Oh, so your top 5 vegetables that are actually fruits.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Top 5 vegetables that are actually
That was
fruits.
just as good as the one that you messed up that you
I know. No, but that
Good
one
job.
is better, I think. So guys, I messed it up because I thought that it was not, I didn't realize it was your top 5. I thought it was just list 5 things under a category and then have the other person guess it. So my original one was going to be times I cried during a college
How
semester.
many times you cried during a certain during
each college semester. So I picked 5 random semesters and I guesstimated
One was
how
like
many times I
67,
cried.
one was like 128.
Yeah, and then the others, there's like one that's like 6 because it was a little easy.
128. That must have been the semester that you owed like $10,000 or whatever, or $1,000.
No, I didn't even think about that semester.
An extra one? Nice.
Yeah. But I thought that would be really fun because it's numbers, so it'd be so hard for him to guess.
So hard.
So
True.
shut up. So hard for him to
It's
guess.
so fart, just like the beginning of our.
But anyway, I couldn't do that one, so I had to come up with a new one. And I'm glad that it took you so long to guess it
That one
because
was awesome.
I thought it would be a little bit too easy because we did just look at the article and I couldn't find any. I was trying to find at least 1 or 2 of them that weren't on that list we looked at, but all the lists that I could find had the exact same ones.
Apparently, I didn't pay attention enough to that entire conversation.
I figured that you wouldn't,
it.
so that's why
Nice.
I went with it.
All right, let's go for mine. This one's going to be fun, even if it's easy. Parks and Rec, Guardians of the Galaxy, Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Movie 43, and Avengers Infinity War.
Movie 43?
Yeah, I don't think you've ever seen that. But
it's
I got to show it to you eventually. It's pretty funny.
Is my friend, what the hell is his name? Andy Dwyer. Can't remember his name right now. Chris Pratt. Is it that Chris Pratt is all in them? Favorite things with Chris Pratt in them? Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
And I didn't even see
Nice.
the other one. Hell yeah.
Yeah,
One
I know,
guess.
but I didn't think that you would. Well, Parks and Rec, obviously. I didn't think that you would think about it for Avengers Infinity War. So maybe I ordered them wrong because I went straight across with Parks and Rec, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
I did remember him being in Infinity Wars, and you can thank the Marvel Lego game for that.
Ah, you suck.
Because
Movie 43, I don't
it.
even remember where he's in that.
You just found a random movie that he's in.
No. I've seen it. Movie 43 is really funny. It's basically, it's kind of like, what's that movie with that Quentin Tarantino directed? We've never seen it. But I know the premise of it. Pulp Fiction. It's a bunch of different stories in different timelines, but they all happen at the same time. With Movie 43, it's not like that completely. It's basically just a bunch of different mini scenes from like hilarious comedic mini scenes that they just came up with. They come up with a bunch of funny.
So it's like sketches, pretty much.
Exactly.
Like
it's a movie full of it's a movie full of sketches, and it's really funny. But none of them are connected in any way, I don't think. They just do them and then they move on to the next one. But it is really funny.
Okay.
Wait, I want to.
Oh, you want to talk more?
Yeah, let me go. I'm gonna share a few of
funny ones.
Few of the funny ones from Reddit. This one goes: Lavernica, Decane, Brutalitops, Mar, and Bing Bong. And somebody underneath it said, apparently those are all names of characters in Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh.
And somebody underneath it said top 5 names of your Eastern European wife. Somebody said, come here, Bing Bong, let me show you a good time. That's funny. And somebody else said Kansas City, Denver, Chicago, Oklahoma City, Wichita, which you would assume are your top 5 what? Kansas City, Denver, Chicago, Oklahoma City, Wichita.
Towns, cities.
Cities, right? And somebody underneath it said top 5 places that make you think, maybe this meth stuff is worth trying.
That's pretty funny.
All right, let's move on.
Okay, so our next question is, from now on, your need for sleep is gone. How would the extra time affect your life?
Well, I know how it would affect my life. I'm pretty sure it's the same for you. You just now have time for everything that you'd want to do.
Yeah, but I would also miss sleeping because I really like it.
Yeah, but in this scenario,
I know you don't need it.
It seems as though you never feel like you need to sleep. And mainly one of the reasons that sleep is so great is because of how much you really need it.
That's probably true, but I don't know. I like to just shut my, like, I need to shut my brain off for a little while because...
But you don't need to. That's the thing. You can if you want to, but you don't need to.
As long as I can still do it, because sometimes life is so stressful and I'm just like, I need to shut off my brain.
And dream I need to hallucinate in my bed for a little while.
Exactly.
Right.
Without drugs, because that's the only legal way to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like an extra 8 hours a day would just be everything that anyone needed. But then, I don't know.
Things would have to be open. With the
extra time... yeah, right.
Life
but you could run your own business then.
On.
You could run your own business even if you had a job. Like, I feel like people really want to run their own business, but they're stuck in a 9-to-5 job and they can't do it. But with that, you'd have an extra 8 hours a day to yourself to just do whatever you felt like doing. You could spend more time with your family. Yeah, or
even
if you
more
don't,
time.
Yeah, or if you don't want to start your own business, you could just spend more time with your family and work more if you wanted to.
And do more of the things that you just want to do in general.
But here's the caveat. I think if we didn't need to sleep, I think that society would completely change and people would start using all their time to be even better than they are. And then you would be forced, if you wanted to stand out, to be better than to be better than they are. And then yeah, right. So that would be the new norm.
There's still not enough time because
exactly
there just is never enough time.
Because
everybody else who has...
they're using all their time to their advantage as well.
Now I have a 9-to-5 and I have that extra time to do work on my own business. But the rich girl who got $100,000 from daddy to start her own company now has 24 hours a day to work on her company.
But the good thing about this question is it says from now on, your need for sleep is gone.
So not everybody.
So now you can be ahead of everyone else, and everyone else only gets a 24-hour or rather a 16 to 18-hour day, and they still have to sleep.
Yeah, but I feel like everybody would pretty much answer this question the same way. Like, I'm gonna. Right. That's why it's it's an interesting question, but it's kind of boring at the same time because everyone's gonna say I want to spend time with my family, my friends,
right? Travel,
do more things I like to do,
right?
Yeah, work.
I think in general it would just be
more.
Honestly, for me, it would probably be relax more. Actually, have time to relax. Because especially in today's society where everyone wants to be an entrepreneur and everyone wants to do something productive, when we get into a job that we don't like, any time spent not working on our passions feels like you're being lazy. So with the extra 8 hours now, it's like, oh my gosh, I can actually relax and not feel bad about it. I'm watching Sherlock. I feel bad for wasting a 2-hour window where I could be working on this or I can be working on that, marketing or building a business or anything related to progression in life.
I don't think so though. I mean, if it was just you, if it's just your need for sleep, then maybe
me? Everyone else.
If it wasn't everybody else and it's just
if it was just
you,
me 100%,
yeah,
I would
then
relax
it
more.
would definitely make you feel relaxed more.
If it was everyone.
If it's everyone, then you're not going to have that because
other
people might still be working the same amount, right?
Exactly.
So it's kind of hard. But like, even when I don't have things that I need to be doing, like let's say that it's the summer and like my only really thing that I'm doing that's productive is going to work, and it's like a Saturday and I have literally nothing to do. You still
feel like you're wasting time.
Yeah,
sometimes.
I feel like I'm like not doing anything with my life. Meanwhile, like I'm kicking ass in college and
you're holding a job,
have a good
sometimes
full-time job, right? Like, but at the same time, I feel like I'm worthless. Like, what am I doing with myself? I'm so boring. And then I'm like, I deserve this 5 hours laying in my bed by myself because I worked my ass off. Like, nothing in this society should make me feel bad for slowing down. It's because our world is so fast and it's constantly moving.
Especially nowadays, because everyone can be anything they want. And that's not like a...
And that's not true, though.
No, but here it is true because of social media. What did you say?
I said T.
T?
That it's not true. Because of the
some
achievement gap and because of the opportunities
right,
that
but
we don't
because
get
of social
afforded.
Media, you don't need money to get anywhere anymore. You just need to work really, really freaking hard. It's harder for some people than others. But basically, the reason that people were so big back in even the early 2000s was because of other production companies that were like, we like your talent, we're going to take a shot on you. Nowadays, it doesn't matter because if you can reach people, if you know how to reach people on social media, everyone gets a fair shot.
But only if you're going into something that is something that is on social media. Like
Anything
if I
is though. Because
if
businesses use social media.
Right, but if my
does.
dream is to be like a big exec in a business company, I need to go to college. I need to pay my way through college. So you can't just say that.
Okay, what if your goal was to be a big executive in a business, then build your own business and then you can be the executive.
I guess.
You can make your own. Basically,
not if
what
you
I'm saying
can't
is
afford to.
you can make your own way somehow. Like there's ways to almost every
Unfortunately,
every
it
career,
probably will.
Other than like teaching and government stuff where you have to be
probably
college.
will cause you to go into a lot of debt.
That can happen too, yeah. Unless you take it slow. If you build a plan to do it for 5 years, then you can kind of elongate it and do it the right way instead of spending all your money on video equipment and then hating it,
Yeah. Okay, let's keep moving.
All right.
What was the downfall of the popular kid in your school?
All right. Do you have a story about this?
I do.
I have 2 stories about this. I'll share my first one. It's really quick. I'm not going to name names and I'm not going to say what school I went to, but everyone at this school knows exactly what happened. Basically, the popular kid did the dirty with his girlfriend in the chapel of our school because we had a chapel because it was a church connected to our school.
Christian school, ladies and gentlemen. This happens, I swear to God. Everybody that I've ever talked to that went to a private Catholic or Christian school has told me a very similar story to this. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the most honorable thing to do. And then he got like kicked off the basketball team, and then it was just kind of a slow downfall from there. I don't know where he is now, but anyways, I guess you can share your real story and then I'll share my real story.
Okay, well, I'm going to share a quick one now, actually, too, because yours just reminded me of one, then I'll share my real one.
Okay.
I'll be real quick. It's really quick. Yeah. It's just like similar, though. My friend who went to an all-girls Catholic school knew 2 girls who got really high because they ate pot brownies before church. Nice. Like before church. Yeah, but like not Sunday church, like church in school. Like they had to go to a church like mass, like whatever every day. And they got really high before it, and they both fainted during the mass in the school, and they both got suspended for and then eating weed brownies on campus. They weren't
popular anymore.
I don't know. I don't even know if they were popular. I just know that happened. That's and it's really funny. But okay, so my real story is there is a girl. It's kind of hard because the high school that I went to is really big.
Don't name names.
So I'm not going to.
That'll prevent any
I'm not.
any people from hating you for sharing their stories.
This school was really big, so like it's kind of hard to say who was popular because there was so many different cliques and groups and stuff. So I don't really know if everybody would consider her popular, but I would consider her one of the more popular names, at least. Like everybody knew who she was if you said her name. And there was 2,600 students at my school. So that's good enough for popular for me. But she was this girl that like I remember a lot of girls being jealous of her because she was so pretty and whatever. And then like a year after she had graduated college, she got arrested and was a part of a huge heroin bust in my town.
Oh, I think you might have told me this.
And they caught her with like a crap ton, like pounds of heroin in her car.
That's insane.
And a bunch of needles and stuff. And she went to jail. She's not in jail anymore. I have no idea. Yeah, I don't know what she's doing now. I don't know if she's still in the drug business or what. Man. I would assume that she probably is. But who knows?
Drug dealers should go to prison for a lot longer than drug addicts.
Yeah, because think about it.
They're enabling the diseases that people are getting, like being addicted to heroin.
Yeah, and I think that was my senior year of high school. So that was only like 4 or 5 years ago now. So she wasn't in jail. If she even went, I don't even know if she actually went to jail for that long, like, or if she ever even did go to jail. She might not have done time.
Do you know if she was like rich? She had a rich family in high school, because that could influence it. You know, my daddy's rich.
I mean, I don't think they were necessarily rich, but most people who went to my school were pretty well off. So
they could have influenced it. That's crazy.
I don't know.
All right, let's get into my story. Let's see if anyone of these guys are listening. I know a few people who are listening know these guys and actually were there with me, but this was both hilarious and horrible at the same time. So we went on our senior trip to South Carolina, Myrtle Beach. That's South Carolina, right? Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, right?
Carolina. I think so.
And we were all just hanging out like the first day. My three of my friends who are still my friends today, they were obviously the popular kids, and I was we had a small school, so I was a part of that group of people who everyone knew, and I played sports and whatever, and so but I was also I was a whatchamacallit, I was a rebel, right? I didn't like doing things the typical way. So I was kind of
or
in the
school in general.
yeah, exactly. I was in the middle between like popular kid who gets, praised for the for the basketball game the night before, and the kid who everyone hates because he is anti-establishment and anti-everything. But these are three of my good friends that I went to school with, honestly, since actually my first day of school, since kindergarten. I went to school with them the first day and graduated with them. Literally the first day that we were there, I think, at Myrtle Beach, a cop shows up to our door at the house that we rented. And these three guys are there with them, with the cops, and one of the guys' moms was the chaperone on the school trip, and dad. They were both there, and the cop is like, "Yeah, your kids. They went around town bashing in mailboxes with a bunch of baseball bats," and we were like, "What? What the hell? That's crazy!" And like 10 minutes beforehand, we saw them riding bikes. We went one way, they went the other way, and we were like, "Hey, what's up, guys?" And then 15, 20 minutes later, they came back with cops. In a different state that they didn't live in a different town. They were just massacring these mailboxes, and they didn't go to prison or anything. I don't think they got charged. They pretty much were just forced to go and fix the mailboxes. Either they bought them from Home Depot or something, or I think they were all like handymen, so they knew how to do stuff like that. But that was like crazy. And so they stayed with us. Their mom had to take them home like 2 days after. I guess that was like the principal's orders. Mm-hmm. But they did stay with us for another day. They weren't allowed out of the house. They kind of just had to sit around and do nothing. But the next day, it was so stressful, and the mom was crying, and like things were really awful. But then the next day, they wanted to be lighthearted and not let it ruin the trip. So they were like cracking jokes about it and trying to make it not as tense as it was, because everyone else was still there and trying to have fun. Mm-hmm. And we were still hanging out with our friends. Like I was looking forward to hanging out with them that week, and now we couldn't. So they were making jokes and whatever about like bashing in the mailboxes. And this girl who we weren't all friends with her. We kind of had like differences. She's like, "Y'all people are crazy. Y'all should be in prison. This is nuts. You joking about something? You destroy somebody's property? You should go to jail." And we're all like, "Dude, chill out. It's not that big of a deal. Like the people aren't even pressing charges. They're not that upset about it. I know like what they did was wrong, but they owned up to it. They fixed the mailboxes." And this girl pulls a knife from the kitchen counter, and she's like waving it around in the air, and she's like, "I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. I'm gonna hit somebody. I'm gonna stab somebody." And we're all like, "What the hell is going on right now?" And the parents and the chaperones were outside, like on the porch. They had no idea this was happening. And my buddy was like one of the kind of more reserved ones, not reserved, but like careless ones, was just like, "Yeah, definitely. I deserve to go to prison and like, potentially get murdered because I smashed a bunch of mailboxes. Like, get the hell out of here." He just went upstairs. And the other guy, who was very known for like starting fights in sports and trying to beat people up, was like, "Yeah, what's up? Let's go. I know you got a knife, but like, let's fight right now." And we were all completely blown away. Like, what is happening right now? This girl has a knife in her hand.
That is so stupid.
I know.
From start to finish.
She was that type of person.
No, they're stupid too, though.
No, I know. But the girl with the knife, like, dude, I smashed a mailbox. I smashed a few mailboxes. You don't have to hold a knife. It wasn't even your mailbox.
That's insane.
Like,
but still,
you're just holding a knife up to me?
It's all stupid.
That's insane. Okay. So yeah, if any of you guys were listening that know that story, if one of you did that, I don't think it was inappropriate for me to share that, because everyone knows it and we still laugh about it to this day and talk about it. But it wasn't really the downfall of the popular kid, but it was close enough. It was definitely close enough. But we're all still buddies. We're all still friends, and they're definitely still I don't see them a lot, but they're all still the quote unquote popular kids.
Yeah, there's no such thing anymore because we're adults.
All right. I'm going to cut it off there. We're going to end it. Let's go through our recommendations real quick. I actually don't have a recommendation today. but I know that you do.
I do. So my recommendation is Animal Crossing New Horizons because it has been one of my favorite ways to pass time during all of this, and it kind of seems like a never-ending game because you
It
can
actually is a never-ending game.
Yeah, you can like never run out of things to do. You can always change things up and build new stuff and find new fish and insects and stuff. And
in your virtual world.
Yeah.
It's like The Sims.
But it's better because it just is.
Have you played Sims?
Yeah, I have.
Oh, okay.
But
you just like Animal Crossing better?
I like Sims too, but I like don't have a good computer for that. So I have to use the phone version and it sucks.
True.
But I also recommend Animal Crossing because you can visit your other friends' islands. So like my best friend and I, we visit each other's. No, I wish it was Elijah Wood. Just kidding. My best friend is better. But anyway.
No.
Hey,
not
watch
possible.
it.
Elijah Wood is a national treasure.
She's gonna kill you. She's listening. So
Jessica.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We visit each other's island and we like FaceTime kind of, well, through Facebook while we are visiting each other's island. So it's a good way for us to still kind of be able to hang out with each other while we're social distancing. And she works for the hospital, so I can't go visit her because we don't want to. She better not get coronavirus.
You're right, but she could be contaminated or something.
We don't want to.
You have to distance from that.
We want to flatten the curve, people.
Yeah,
so we're social distancing.
Flatten it up.
But anyway, yeah, that's all for this week. Yeah, so thanks, guys.
It was kind of a long one again, but we're we're just improving here, so we'll do our best next time to try to keep it on the shorter side. But hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you guys had it, or will we? Who knows? Hopefully you guys enjoyed. We're going on an hour now.
That's perfect.
Oh yeah, roughly an hour. So that's it for this one, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. We'll see you next week. Blam. Peace out.